acrylic comes in. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Heavy Repping. My name is John Tron Davidson, and I'm here once again in our super best, slightly squashy test location in the southwest of England. So this week I'm going to do a face-off between two plectrums, that is the Dunlop 420, nice, and the V Picks Inifinity. In order to do this, I'm going to whack them through the stick, board and WEM, and we're going to see how we get on. I will declare a winner at the end, so please do make sure to watch the whole video. In my ubiquitous weekly shout out though, I'd like to give props to Probably Not, who are a local band from Exeter. They are extremely good. I've been to see them a number of times, and they put out a record called The Same Pain a couple of years back, and they have a new record in the works, so I would very much strongly advise you go and check them out for fans of the likes of Rites of Spring, Medications, Fugazi and so on. I could yatter on about picks forever, and indeed I do, that is the whole channel, thanks very much, but let us get on with the playing. Steamin'. Now, I've interviewed Chris Johnson, formerly of Dunlop, who came up with this pick, and he said that the whole point was he just wanted to do something thick and fabulous, and indeed that is the case here. This is 4.2mm thick, it's made from Ultem, it's got the grips from the Prime Tone series, and it's got really sizable bevels on it, the sort of size you would normally get from a company like Gravity, for example. It's been injection moulded. You can just tell from the little tang on the top there, but these are beautifully finished. I found in operation, the grip is very good, not intrusive, just good. It's got a kind of slack 12th fret pull off sort of feel, like if I was doing a lot of stoner and doom stuff and I wanted the attack to be a little more set back, this is fantastic. If you want an urgent sound, like really getting in there, then this is not the pick for you. Ultem's very hard, and the sound is very hard, but if you then slope it off, the attack of it gets significantly reduced, and it means that the pick is much more laissez-faire in its attitude. Mais oui. This is the V Picks Inifinity. It comes in at 4.1mm. It's made from acrylic and it's hand finished. This is engraved on the back, ghost buffed on one edge and polished on the other edge. Now this is important because if you have a ghost buff plectrum like this snake, for example, which is ghost buffed all the way around, there's a slight scrapey quality to the attack, which I've always quite liked. And although I've got multiple versions of this and I've tried the polished and the ghost buffed, I think they have their own merits. I was always very much in the polished camp, but now I've come down a little more on this side because of that extra I think it's because I've been playing so much stone. But the interesting thing about this is, with it being polished on one side and buffed on the other, if you hold it the way I do, which is to have the engraved part at the back, it means the ghost buff is at the back, which means your upstrokes are the ones getting the scrapey sound, and your downstrokes are the ones getting the chirpy sharp sound. Vinny's picks as a general rule tend to be quite sort of, hey man, how's it going? Boogie. That, I'm beginning to think that that might just be the nature of acrylic as a whole, having spent a lot of time playing Kironite recently. I found that this made me take a lot more risks, natural risks rather than shredding. Like, it just kind of led me off into other places. The 420 on the other hand made me want to play Fu Manchu riffs and all that sort of things, and I think it's just the nature of this pick. Out of the two things, I have to say, I'm very impressed with them both for very different reasons. If you want a utilitarian, slightly slack feeling in tonal terms plectrum that doesn't cost the earth, and you're looking for something a bit heavier, this is great. No questions asked, there is no debate here. It's just a really good sound, it makes good use of Ultem. It's not the most harmonically sophisticated experience, feels like a little bit of a blunt instrument. The finishing on the V Picks stuff can be extremely consistent, like when you get with the medium pointed. Because this has a ghost buffed side, and it's important that you know this, that actually means that the pick is not entirely finished. That is deliberate, it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to have slightly more obvious ergonomics, let's say, and raised sections, rather than it being a gleaming round shape like you would get from something like a freakishly large round, or indeed from the polished snake or what have you. Out of the two picks then, where it's come down to me, Infinity is my personal preference. It almost feels a little bit too serious after playing something as laid back as this. I suppose it's a little bit like, if I can use a Scooby-Doo analogy, it's a little bit like going from hanging out with Shaggy to hanging out with Fred. Like, they're both, neither of them are desperately serious, but he's just a little more fun to be around. As an example of what can be done with Ultem to soften it up a bit, it's fab. So, I've included links to both these picks in the description below. If you have played either of them, please feel free to leave your comments below, because I'm always interested in how other people have experienced these things. I'm only one guy after all. In the meantime, I will be back next Tuesday with a new episode of The Science. And the week after that, I'm going to be having a chat with my good friend Dan, who's just started making picks, and he's going to be talking us through his process, which I'm very excited to film. So, I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to press the little bell, that would be super too. My name is John Tron Davidson. This is Heavy Repping, and I shall see you in due course. Just remember, if you're not sure what to do in life, rep hard and rep heavy.